Well, good morning. I'm Trinity Vandenaker, and this is Life in the West. Today, we're going into the life of a rancher.
Instead of your little black book, you got your little red book there?
Red book.
I don't know what this is.
Brand new wet one.
She probably just had it for the last 5-10 minutes maybe.
What does a rancher actually do on a daily basis? That really depends on the time of year. This time of year, they're calving.
Not supposed to talk a lot.
No. Now, Corey has just been up till this time of year, like I said, was calving time. So he's been up till like midnight, him and his wife helping some cows have calves. So ranchers and cowboys working from dawn to dark doesn't really work because cows don't care if they calve in the dark or the light, right?
Right.
Well, the first thing this morning, we're gonna head down and he's gonna check the cows, see what's calving and what's not. So you're hoping for like all of them to be calved this morning, or not?
Not quite that many. Last night. There's 12, including what Jenny Lee and I had last night.
12.
There
all
should
day?
be 12 untagged ones down
Oh,
there,
okay.
heavy cows. So far.
Are you still having like 20 a day, or?
Yeah, somewhere close. Not quite. I don't know. They've been a little slower this year. I think we've been, 16, 17 a day, and then once in a while we get up around 20.
In calving season, when you're checking cows, what you're looking for is a cow that's having trouble in the process of birth, or a calf that has just been born that may be having trouble, something like that. That's what we're looking for here.
If the calf is in here, then they haven't been. They've been
Brand
born
new.
really recently,
Yeah, they're less than 12 hours old.
and after they are 12 hours old, they go. I mean, as soon as you tag them, they go.
As soon as they nurse off the cow and are able to move, then they get tagged and moved. But
Gotcha.
we feed first in the morning, and we'll start tagging, and then we kind of tag off and on all day long. Try to keep the cow, or the pairs moved out of here, so it's all these heavy cows. That one was yesterday, just before dark, so that's probably the oldest calf in here.
So when they try to steal somebody else's calf, what's that called?
Well, we call it granny. I don't know what everybody else calls it. Or granny, being a granny cow.
So when we're talking about grannying, that's Grannying. So it's grannying, like being a grandma cow. What we mean is sometimes a cow, when they're calving, they start having the pains, the labor pains, and they lay down. Well, what's supposed to happen in nature is they're supposed to calve, so they have the calf, and then they turn around and they smell that calf, and they put your nose on it and everything, and that imprints their brain as that scent is their calf. Well, what happens is if you have too many calves at the same time in the same place, a cow will lay down in labor and another calf will go up by her head, and she'll start smelling this calf while she's having that calf. So when she actually gives birth, she'll stand up and take the calf that's in front of her, because now that's imprinted in her brain that that's hers, and completely leave the one that she just gave birth to. This is called grannying, and it can be a really big problem. It's really hard to get them. You have to separate them off, put them in a barn with their own calf. Sometimes they try to kill the thing. I mean, it can be really difficult. So that's why he's talking about taking the calves out of there after they're 12 hours old.
How many cows are in here still?
I don't know, I lost track. It's probably, I don't know, this bunch, there's probably 170, 200 maybe still left. This was last night after dark.
So what are we doing?
checking heifers.
And why do we keep heifers separate? Heifers are
Their own little animal.
they're a cow that never had a calf before.
Yeah.
But
And they're kind of stupid, so
yeah.
they don't know what to do with a calf half the time.
There's a purpose to what Corey is doing here. He's rubbing the calf's back because he needs to move this calf to a different corral. And to get them kind of woken up, it's easier to kind of rub them all over and kind of stimulate them a little bit. At that age, which is like a day old or a couple hours old, they don't really move very well.
Maybe that back up and let it come sniff it.
Taking her out of here.
I'll get her behind the barn so we can get her into a different spot later.
Now we're going to go check on a cow that has twins that's in the barn.
So this cow here's got twins, which they normally can't take care of.
Well,
They don't have enough milk for two.
a lot of times she definitely won't have enough milk to raise two. Sometimes we'll leave twins on it. They're a really good bag, but they usually weigh a lot less.
So you just take one off and put it on.
A cow that lost a calf. The cow had a really big calf that was knuckled under, so generally had to suckle that one last night.
I see. What does knuckled under mean?
It's where their joints, they're not completely stretched out. That was because that was such a big calf. He didn't have enough room in the womb to get stretched out. So his tendons have to get stretched out so he can walk on the bottoms of his hooves instead of the toes.
Right here, these little guys are your income,
Yep.
right? So this is starting the year off. It's kind of the starting point, even though you have to start way before this.
Yeah.
That's the starting point of your actual cash right there.
Yeah. You gotta wait until sometime later in October before you get a paycheck. Or from the cows.
And what if one of them dies?
A calf or a cow?
Either one.
Well, if the calf dies, you don't have a calf to put back on that cow. The cow goes to the auction yards, gets sold, and goes into the food chain. Because you can't have a cow. It costs too much to raise a cow without a calf.
Just simple economics.
Yeah.
If a calf dies, that's out just cash.
Yeah. You gotta have efficient cows. You can't just keep them because you like them.
That's right.
Can't get attached to them because
Because you can't keep them all.
no, you can't keep them forever.
Nope.
Most people don't really realize how much goes into raising calves or cows that are for the consumption of human people. And there's a lot of things that make a huge difference in how easy they are to calve or how much milk they produce, which would entail like what size of calf they're going to have. All of that plays into the pocketbook of the rancher.
Yeah, straight Hereford's not worth it much on the market, so they're a little rangier.
You mean lankier, less meat?
No, they usually can survive a little better on some tougher range, but they a lot of times don't have quite as much milk.
Oh, okay.
And then they don't marble as well, and they don't. The calves, straight Hereford calves, don't grow
As big.
well. Yeah, Angus breeds, but the Angus they grow really well. They grow really fast.
We're talking about Herefords and Angus cows here. But if you look at this pen of bulls, the black bulls are Angus bulls. And typically if you breed an Angus bull, a black Angus bull anyway, with a black cow, you're going to get a black calf. But this is a Hereford bull. Herefords, you typically have white faces and red bodies. If you breed one of these to a black cow, you get what's called a Hereford cross, which is a baldy, which is a black calf with a white face.
Hey, whoa, you just about got pushed off of there. Yeah.
So how much of your day right now is spent feeding cows this time of year?
Probably about 3 hours.
Well, with hay being however expensive it is right now, that's a lot of money every day.
Yeah.
You pour into these things. He has to feed several different places. Right now, his wife, Jenny Lee, is over feeding the heavies, which is, well, I mean, he might be feeding the heavies actually. She's feeding some of the ones that have already calved. And then, so there's several different groups. You got the heifers, you got the bulls, and then you got the heavies, which have not calved yet. And then you have the set of cows that has calved, so they're in a separate pen. And then once they've got enough of those in that pen, they haul them up to a different pasture. So they got a group up there they have to feed too. The dogs are just loving it. They just hang out here on the back of the pickup and they just think this is so awesome. The lab tries to torment everybody, as you can see, and this one just likes to get petted. Yep. So there's 6 bales of hay on this trailer he's feeding right now. This isn't all the hay he's going to feed today, but there's 6 of these bales. Each of these bales weigh about, what do you think these weigh? 1,500 to 1,800 pounds?
Well, ours only weigh about 15. They should probably weigh 18.
Okay, so they weigh about 1,500 pounds. The price of a ton of hay right now is about 300 and, is it still 300s?
Yeah, probably around $300 a ton.
$300 a ton. So you guys do the math on what that is on the back of the trailer there. How many pounds per cow do they need?
I figure the weight of our cows is about 32 pounds per head per day right now. Once they calve, that goes up a little more as the calves get bigger because calves start eating. Right now it's 32 pounds.
32 pounds of hay every single day is what you're saying.
Yep, per cow.
And that's per cow. And then when they have a calf, obviously, then you're feeding 2. The calves aren't really eating much for hay until they get a little bit older, and then they start chewing on the hay a little bit, but they're still drinking from their mother who's creating that milk, so she has to have a lot of calories to do that.
Now it says party service now.
Oh,
I guess I've got to get on.
guess you better.
Yeah.
Well, in ranching, you take free labor where you can get it, right? So you're it.
True. I'm it.
You're it all the time.
I'm it.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's no escaping. You don't have the only way that the wife doesn't help is if she has a really good job at the state.
True.
To supply
Probably.
money for the ranch.
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, otherwise it is, you're out here.
Yeah. This is where not having hay fever really helps, doesn't it?
I still get stuffy.
Yeah.
I have a little bit. I don't have hay fever, but not as bad as you and Jenny Lee. Got friendly cows. It's the same cows every day that are right at the truck.
Oh yeah.
Get out of the way.
The ones that
Hey.
the ones that aren't as nervous around humans.
Yeah.
Really.
Or they're just too hungry to care.
I think you should do the get a team and start feeding them, right?
Add some more time to my day.
It sure does.
Later on in the year, this isn't so dangerous, but right now the calves are so small, they will just lay there and get run over, even though the truck is going only about a half mile an hour. You got to really pay attention to whether there's a calf laying or standing in front of the pickup.
You want me to turn?
I can do it. Is there a calf up there? There's a calf feeding it.
Calf in the way. So Corey just got done feeding off all this trailer load of hay, and now he's gonna load it back up and go feed some more cows in a different location up in Winston. So it's just kind of a everyday process where you just put tons and tons of hay on a trailer and feed it off. And that's because we're in the north. I mean, if you're down in the south in Alabama or Florida or something, you can graze cattle all year round because grass grows. But here in Montana, you really have 2.5 months maybe where you can really graze. Well, you can graze a lot more than that, where the grass grows. So you don't have that opportunity. You have to feed a lot of hay.
But before we go feed this hay in Winston, I'm going to jump in with Jenny Lee, and we're going to go try to suckle a calf. But I was also entertained by the dogs.
Well, now it's down to you.
Uh-oh. You're in trouble.
Yeah. I'm in trouble? Yeah. It'd be really nice if farming or ranching was all you did, right?
Probably. It would be easier, I guess.
Probably wouldn't be as fun for you. You gotta have...
I need other stuff to
You
do.
need like 17 things going on, don't you? Alright, that's right.
You gotta have something else to keep your brain going in other directions too. So,
Gotcha.
like usually doing the book work is kind of my get out of the same old stuff and
Yeah, but you don't have
go
to
do
do
something else.
The problem is you have to do the book work at midnight.
Well,
Yeah, maybe.
she actually was taking pretty good care of both of these last night, which we don't always have that.
Yeah, no kidding. So a lot of times when they have twins, they just want to take one and that's it?
Well, they have the one, they take care of it, and then they get preoccupied when they have the second one and forget about the first one.
I see.
And the calves start kind of wandering, and then once they wander off a little bit looking for food, then the cow really forgets about them, and they tend to kind of choose which one they like.
They
So
play
far,
favorites as parents?
They do.
Wow. We never do that.
She's pretty darn good.
I mean, I have one kid that I like slightly better than the rest. This is one that's injured a little bit.
No, this one, he's like 100 and, like
Oh,
Corey figured 130 some pounds.
Just too big.
So his front legs are like this.
Oh, this is the knuckle one.
He's knuckled under.
So just to be clear, I mean, if you didn't help a calf like that, he's dead. If you didn't give him a shot of something, if you didn't help him.
Not necessarily, but if they don't nurse, they're gonna die. He just was, so yeah, because he was knuckled, if she hadn't nursed him, he might not have gotten up and nursed, and so he might be die in a couple days.
This is about, what, 11 miles from where we were at earlier? Or is this long further
probably
than that?
about 15.
So this is about 15 miles from where we were feeding hay and checking cows, and that's where they calve on the main place, and then they bring them up here after they've had all their tagging and had a few days and everybody's mothered up and everything. Then they bring them up to this place.
They're usually about a week before they come up here.
About a week. It's always funny though, because if you look out here, there's like just about all cows.
Yeah.
Because all the calves are over there in their one little spot, and then the cows are over here.
Yeah, they already ate, so.
Yeah, the calves already ate. They don't need to eat again. That's right. It's like they have nurseries. There's all the calves in one spot. They're all hanging out in under this tree. And that cow over there is obviously running a daycare.
And Corey's back to doing, you guessed it, feeding more hay. We got to feed another load off up here and then go back to the ranch and check calves again.
Letting that pickup go where it will. Sometimes it goes in the right spot and sometimes it doesn't.
I think most of the trees have magnets on them.
Yeah.
There's one big boulder out there I moved a couple years ago because no matter where I started out up there, it'd end up towards the boulder.
Yeah.
So I moved the boulder And then it was always going wherever I moved the boulder to. So if I cut the boulder off.
So the other really important thing is you got to make sure that these cows always have enough water. It was a disaster already for somebody this year, wasn't there?
Yeah, one of the ranches up around Toston, they ran out of water.
Just for a couple days, and man,
Yeah, when it was really hot, I think they lost a few cows.
and then a couple of them went crazy, didn't they?
Yeah. You
So-
start dehydrating that bad, you go, think bad things happen.
Yeah. What do you got over here? Water?
Stock pond.
A stock pond.
We had to put that in this year because everything dried up to the drought. Usually we have water running through the spring here, and there's just a wet spot. So we end up having hire somebody to come in and put in a stock pond, so just making sure it was still filling.
Yeah, this last year has been quite a drought out west, so not a lot of water anywhere.
It's actually doing pretty good.
So is that what you kind of figure on, is trying to net a couple $100 a calf?
Try to net as much as possible. But
Yeah.
I think, well, actually, I don't know. Maybe make 300 or 400 this year. I don't know.
You mean 2021 or the
No,
calf crop of 2021?
calf
you're
crop
thinking-
of 2022.
You're thinking maybe in 2022 you'll make.
Yeah, this year.
Yeah.
Yeah, because there's
So
big
by the-
shortage of mother cows because of the drought. A lot of people had to sell part of their herd or all their herd. I've heard there's 40% less mother cows in this part of the U.S. right now.
Oh.
So that cow doesn't have a calf until she's 2. By the time
Takes
you
you
save
back.
a heifer calf as a replacement
Right.
to go into your herd, it's going to be 3 years probably about before she has something that hits the food chain.
So just think about that, talking to the people in the camera, these guys. Just think about that. If you had to wait 3 years before you got a paycheck from whatever it is you're doing right now. Well, another thing I just thought of, so you keep a heifer for 2.5 years, and then you get a paycheck, but that paycheck is $200 or $300 per calf. It takes a lot longer than that to actually make back what you have in your
Initial
the
investment.
initial investment, which is that heifer calf. Because a heifer has to eat your hay and your grass, and
Got vaccine that goes into them to keep them healthy.
got vaccinated, otherwise they get sick and die on you. So
You have to buy bulls to get them bred or AI.
So you got a lot of money invested that year. It takes you, how long do you think it takes you to get back your investment on that?
Try not to think about that.
Don't think about that.
Not very
Because that doesn't
profitable.
come out very well if you think about all the money you're investing and how long it takes you to get the profit back out, or your cost even back out of that calf. Now we're back up at the ranch. We're gonna grab a 4-wheeler and go down and start tagging calves and vaccinating them. So as soon as they're born, you vaccinate them and give them a tag. The vaccination just tries to keep them from getting scours, which is something that calves get, that it's like really bad diarrhea, and it can cost you a calf. So you need to vaccinate them against that, otherwise your calf loss is way higher. The dogs have to stay over there because if they're in there with these with these very aggressive mother cows, very protective mother cows, that wouldn't be a very good idea.
Once a calf has been born and has fed, meaning it is drunk from its mother, and that first milk is called colostrum. As soon as they've done that, they've formed a bond between the mother and the calf, and now that pair can be moved into the next pasture. So to do that, they move each pair separately up to a gate and then capture the calf and tag it and vaccinate it.
Vocal one.
Well, you may be wondering, like, what did he just do? How did this work? The tag and what did he do underneath the calf and everything? So I'm going to explain that to you right now. And even if you didn't wonder that, we'll go over it anyway.
It's the button. No, it doesn't. Pops right through there. Comes out there like that. It's just sharp to make its own hole.
Ear piercing.
Yeah.
Just like an ear piercing.
Get it or... That's a mineral shot. This is vaccine plus a tetanus shot for the band.
For the band?
Well, it's got tetanus and then
Yeah.
it's an 8-way shot.
It's a tough first hour of your life, huh? Yeah.
It's like, you guys suck.
Yeah. Well, at least you won't remember it, just like circumcision.
Yeah.
So for most ranchers, they're not keeping bulls. They're making steers. So any male calf needs to be castrated. One of the easiest and best ways to do this, the cleanest, is to place a rubber band around their testicles. That's what this little green Cheerio is a rubber band that goes around the testicles. You put it on this expander and you open it by just pushing together like a pair of pliers, and then you slip the testicles in there, and then you can drop it right off onto the testicles. This just cuts off your circulation of the testicles, and they should drop off in about a week or so. If you're a male and this makes you cringe and start having a weird sensation in your gut, join the club.
So do you pre-make those tags then?
She did on the way.
I do the back of them. I do when I'm still here, and then the front I do as soon as I know who it is.
I see. You can just write on it with a pen?
Yeah,
Is it a
the tag marker.
So instead of your little black book, you got your little red book there?
Red book. Cow number 1, because we'll go through 2 books for cows, and then the heifer.
I see.
And go through one.
While we were taking that last calf and I was explaining about the Cheerio and the tag, the cows started dropping calves like crazy right about then. This was, about 12:30 in the afternoon. So I thought I would get one of these births on video if I could. The mothers are very, very vigorous immediately when they have a calf. They turn around and start licking it off immediately. It's an instinct of theirs dating back from their wild days when they have to get that calf cleaned off as fast as possible. And it's still a major consideration right now because sometimes when you're calving, it can be below zero or well below freezing and in the snow. And they have to get that moisture, the wetness off of that calf very quickly. So that's what she's doing here. Sometimes it's funny watching them move their calf around. They're licking it so hard. Well, before we were able to see this calf get all the way standing up, he almost made it. We decided to go in for lunch because it was already quite late for that. And then we'd come back out and start checking cows again afterwards.
This is definitely one of those times when you have to take your boots off when you go inside, regardless of what anybody says. I'm just talking to the camera. Regardless of what anybody says. It's very polite. How are you, Bev?
Good. I don't know why.
You're what?
My hip.
Oh.
I went to the chiropractor.
I don't know how you do the coffee thing.
Oh.
It's all right. It's keep going. It's some days
You drink coffee?
it's bad.
Want that out?
Sure. Yeah, I'll make a cup of coffee with it. Corey's not a coffee drinker, so he has no idea how to make a cup of coffee. So it's about 3:15. We just got done eating lunch, and we're headed back out to go check on the heifers again. So basically, the life of a rancher is a lot of repetition in blocks of time. So right now, this block of time is calving, so every day is the same thing. Feed cows, check cows, tag calves, turn them back out, repeat. That's really it. And then, of course, deal with the business of being a rancher and all that other stuff, the books and the technical aspects and all that at the same time. Well, we're out here checking the main herd of cows, the heavies they call them, which is the older cows. And so since we've been gone for like an hour and a half or something, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. About 7 calves have been born. Just going to drink for the first time right there. Oh, she walked away. Knocked him on his butt. Writing down the tag number?
Yeah. So the first one's the year they're born, so it's a 2016 cow. And then that's the 140th one that was tagged with that number from that year.
Okay.
So the first number is always the year they were born with our tagging system. And the back is
And which one is their
the ranch name, huh?
Which one is their mom's number?
6140.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. See?
Yep.
Cow
Gotcha.
there.
Oh, so that's the mom's number.
Yeah.
And then you change that later?
Yeah, this is a calf tag, so if it's one, that's a bull calf, but if it was a heifer, if it got picked to be a replacement heifer, when it gets checked as, I don't know, a year and a half old, it'll get, I guess as pregnant, then it'll get a cow tag put in there and it'll get the year that it was actually born, which would be, it would start with a 2, because it was 22.
22.
And then it'd be a
Gotcha.
2 up here instead of a 1 and then a 2 here also. Just like that one's 819, so she was born in 2018. She's the 19th one in that age group.
So you want to run this one out?
Yeah, if we can get her. She might be a little wild.
Calf's a little tired.
Yeah, he's new because he was born, I think, when we were at lunch. So
Right.
see if it'll go.
So he's worn out. He's already stood up for 5 minutes. He's worn out. Yeah.
Most cows have gotten fairly tame over the years, and from breeding practices and culling, they're pretty good to deal with. But this is sometimes where this bat comes into play, is to protect you from getting killed. And it does happen. This particular cow would definitely do more than the previous one, so it was lucky that we had the fence here and could put her on the other side of the fence. Corey makes sure that the calf is close to her. The closer you can keep the calf to the cow, the calmer they are. Just nice to have that fence in between you when they would, this cow in particular would probably try to hurt you.
You grab that back seat.
Both of them?
Huh? Need the bat to get him out of here too.
Yeah, might.
Grab the bat for you.
Shoot, huh? She was supposed to go that way and she went to the end, so.
It's kind of tricky sometimes when these cows get by themselves. They're used to moving with a herd. So when they get by themselves like this, you never know. There's a gate over here that's low and she's kind of wild, so you don't want to push her too hard and she'll jump right over that or go right through it. We just need to turn her, just go straight away from us here without trying to run over me. I don't think she will, as long as I'm not tackling her calf.
He fell. Can't get his legs to work yet. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, calf. There you go. There you go. There you go. Go right on through there. There you are.
What do you mean? Those are the type you need two people?
Well, if we didn't have the gate or something, then you have to have somebody there beating her off while you're trying to tag her.
Right.
Because otherwise you beat her, and then by the time you pick up your tagging tool and try to tag it again, she's right on top of you.
Could be a little painful.
Yeah.
What are you doing? You don't know. Tag him.
I'm the one that holds the calves.
You're the one that what?
Holds the calves.
Oh, I see.
Occasionally you have a cow with special needs, like one that has twins or one that loses a calf. And right now we're going to go to this cow who has twins, and we're going to have to help her out because she doesn't have enough milk to support both calves. And since we don't have a cow right now, or Corey doesn't have a cow right now that needs a calf that we could pull one of these off of, Corey will have to go get some formula and bottle feed this calf, which Tyler seems to be okay with.
Because those two calves are.
Feed.
Oh yeah, bottle feed.
You got to bottle feed them because there's two calves on there,
Yeah.
and she doesn't have enough milk. Does the mom have enough milk? She doesn't. So you got to do it. Yeah.
That's getting me started lactating.
Did you? Are you lactating?
I don't even know what that means.
Oh, well, that's probably a good thing.
What?
Are you shopping for clothes, Tyler?
No.
No? What are you doing?
Getting whatever, the milk stuff.
The milk stuff?
Yeah.
Carrot.
Is that colostrum?
Yeah. Powdered colostrum.
So colostrum is the stuff that is in the milk right at the very beginning, right? First milk. So if the calf hasn't had very much of that, that's why they get the colostrum. and put it in the milk replacer.
Yeah, it's got all the antibodies that transfer from the mother to the calf.
Antibodies for diseases and
Keep them
things.
from getting sick.
Gotcha.
It even looks like a cow.
I thought it looked like a Dalmatian.
It depends on what kind of cow you're talking about, right?
I bought. It's the 25. Those are 50. No, well, yeah, that's kind of a free calf for the second one.
Well, that's
Cows.
true. Free calf on the, because it's a twin, but then you have $47 in it,
Yeah.
and that doesn't guarantee it'll survive either.
Yeah, it's not necessarily a free calf when I got to put it on another cow that lost her calf, because then that one assumes all that costs. So.
That's true. Then you have a total loss on the one, put the other one on there. Yeah. After you smell this, and you can't smell it in the camera, but after you smell this once, then every time you have baby formula in the house or something, this is all you think about is calf milk replacer. It's about as expensive as human calf, human milk replacer. Might be more expensive than human milk replacer now.
There's the cup. That's half the battle.
Okay, when he mixes this up, then you gotta taste it first to make sure it's okay.
No.
It smells like powdered milk, right? Or like
Well, it is.
like stinky powdered milk, like Parmesan cheese mixed with.
You don't even know.
I don't even know. Yeah. All the powder. Good job, Corey.
Kind of tasty, but kind of not.
Not you're hungry.
I don't know what this is.
So I have to eat this?
Obviously, he's getting enough.
All that work and he doesn't even want any.
He's like, I don't want this food.
Yep.
It's disgusting.
That's what he's saying.
I like my mom's food better.
Yeah, he didn't even want it. It's now 7 o'clock. We're headed back down to check the heavies again to make sure that they're all doing okay. We just looked at the heifers while we were down giving the milk to that, or trying to give the milk to that calf. He didn't want any. Brand new wet one. Oh, that's right. Cows look pretty calm. Yeah. All right, well now we're gonna go in and eat some supper. It's like 7:15. There was only one calf down there. Nobody else looked really close, so we went down and got the milk, and then they wouldn't even take the milk.
That's what he said. He ate really good this morning, so
Well,
I figured he'd go right at it again.
It is now 9 o'clock, and sounds like Jenny Lee and the kids are going to head home, and Corey and I are going to go check on the cows again, see if anything is trying to calve. I don't know why the storm. Usually, when a storm comes around, right before the storm, you get a bunch of calves drop, but it didn't happen today, so maybe that was why they dropped all yesterday. So you're gonna get to bed early tonight, huh, Jenny Lee?
Actually, I think I might go try to
10:30.
Oh no.
What?
I think I might go try to invoice and do payroll.
Oh, do payroll? Oh, till 2 in the morning?
No.
When do you actually sleep?
Whoa, careful. Don't hurt him before
I usually get to bed early.
Early being
11.
11? No, I don't handle that.
Okay, there you go.
So I gotta get up
Okay.
Gotta go.
I wake up at 5:30, like most of the
Oh,
time.
see, I'm not a morning person.
Oh, I see. You're
I'm
a
a
late
lousy-
night person.
I'm
I'm
a
a lousy
lousy-
late night person anymore.
Oh. See, I do okay late. I'm lousy morning though.
Oh, I see.
Lousy morning person.
Okay.
Okay.
Alrighty.
See you
They're
guys.
gonna put stuff away.
See you later.
That time. We were down here.
Yep. New calf. Is that the one that we were looking at?
I don't know. I don't think so. Gotta keep track of who it is. I can tell my cousin. Yeah, 5 was.
Yep. That's the one from earlier.
What's her number? 5.
I don't remember. I know it started with a 5. That's about as much as I know. It's clear and noble. It means you can't see a dang thing out there. It looks like that. At least there's no grizzly bears out there right now. Well, you can't see me because it's pitch black out here, but you can hear me. We're going to check the heifers in this, even though you can't really see him. He's got a really super dim flashlight. Well, dim flashlight in the... Yeah, that's not real dim, but it's dim. In a camera, that's not even noticeable.
Well, that's it for this episode of Life in the West, the Rancher series, and this is number 1 in that series. So if this interests you, make sure you subscribe for more of these episodes. Keep in mind, this is one day in the life of a rancher. I wanted to kind of depict how long every day is. They do the same thing every day, but it's a long period of time that they do it in. So if you're interested in this, how ranching actually works, where your meat comes from, how the world actually functions out here in Montana, I would suggest that you subscribe, hit that bell so you get notified every time, and share this with somebody that you think doesn't really understand the way that ranching works or that would like to know how ranching works. And until next time, God bless you. God bless America. I'll see you then.
There they were, just young birds, looking for adventures, searching for a new route.